She covered her body with 3 layers of grease to stay warm. Then she put on her goggles and charged into the ocean without hesitation. She was about to attempt what seemed like an impossible challenge. She wanted to become the first woman to swim across the English Channel. But when Trudy finally reached the 3-mile mark, her coach became worried that she might actually succeed and signaled for her to slow down. However, Trudy ignored him and kept swimming forward. When she reached the 10-mile mark, the coach began to panic. He held out an apple, signaling for her to take it and regain some energy. But during the challenge, any physical contact would mean disqualification. Fortunately, the waves were rough and he failed to reach her. Just as the coach was about to touch Trudy's hand, a large wave rolled in and pushed them apart. But the coach refused to abandon his scheme. Instead, he came up with an even more vicious plan. He mixed a large amount of sleeping medication into a cup of tea. Then he handed it to Trudy while pretending to help. Without any suspicion, Trudy drank it all. Soon afterward, her body began to react. Even her consciousness started becoming blurry. In the end, her attempt ended in failure. But she refused to give up on her dream. 3 days later, she returned for a second official attempt. By then, she had already reached the 3-mile mark. But reporters who heard about the challenge chased after her by boat. They kept getting closer and closer, hoping to take photographs. Seeing this, her sister shouted for them to stay away from Trudy, but they ignored her completely. In the end, her father had to fire a warning shot to keep them back. With the distractions gone, Trudy focused entirely on swimming. But when she reached the 10-mile mark, a massive swarm of jellyfish suddenly appeared ahead of her. The swarm stretched for miles across the water. There was simply no way to swim around it. Trudy knew she had no way back. Without hesitation, she continued forward. Relying on incredible endurance and unbreakable determination, she pushed through wave after wave of pain. Amid countless cries and unbearable stings, Trudy finally made it through the jellyfish swarm, but her body was covered with painful wounds from the stings. With her strength nearly exhausted, she could only float and rest. After a short break, she continued swimming. 3 hours later, she encountered a powerful opposing current. No matter how hard she tried, she couldn't move forward. Seeing her struggle, her sister jumped into the water to help block the current. Before long, she became exhausted and had to climb back onto the boat. What lay ahead was the most dangerous section of the English Channel. The waters there were filled with complicated currents and hazards. Even the guide boat could not enter to lead the way. The challenger had to find the direction alone. By then, night had completely fallen. Yet, Trudy kept pushing herself forward. Before long, she lost her sense of direction. She fought to maintain a steady breathing rhythm while treading water to avoid being swept away by the current. Just when she was about to fall into complete despair, a bonfire suddenly lit up along the shore. It became a beacon guiding her toward land. Without hesitation, Trudy began her final sprint toward the coast. As she got closer and closer to shore, her hands finally touched the soft sand. Her feet stood firmly on solid ground. She saw her family waiting right in front of her. At that moment, she had finally done it.